guys, welcome to another episode of Lola's Voice. My name is Lola and I'm going to be your host on this channel. And thank you all for watching my first video. Thanks to those that subscribe and those that liked. I really do appreciate you guys. And for those that are watching me for the first time, you haven't really missed much. This is my second episode and the major objective of this channel is to awaken consciousness. So apparently I shot my first video prior to the coronavirus lockdown pandemic, but the world has been going through that over the time, but we haven't been on lockdown, and that was when I shot my first video. So after I shot my first video, seeing what is happening all over the world, I'm going to be discussing coronavirus and the lockdown in Nigeria today. So right with me. Okay, so pandemic means a disease that is prevalent all over the world, and coronavirus is the pandemic that the world is facing right now. Coronavirus just causes respiratory illness like the flu, coughing, sneezing, mild fever, sometimes severe fever, but the severe cases of coronavirus affect the lungs, and almost every country in the world has had their own fair share. According to the record, as at the time I'm shooting this video, the world has recorded over 1 million cases of coronavirus, and over 114,000 people have died due to the virus, and over 422 people have recovered. That's like the global statistics as of when I was making this video. But as you all know, my focus is on Nigeria. According to the NCDC, Nigeria has confirmed over 323 cases, 85 people have recovered, and they've recorded 10 deaths so far. So some people are of the opinion, when these things happen, I go on social media, I read different opinions, I read what people are talking about. I want to see what they feel and how they feel. Some people have the opinion that maybe there's no coronavirus in Nigeria. However, I don't think so, and I think we still need to take precautions, obey the healthcare professionals and what they're telling us. And what are some of the precautions of coronavirus? I'm sure we've heard these couple of times, like when you're coughing, you want to cough and dab, wear your face mask, wash your hands, and they said when you wash your hands, you can wash your hand for like 20 seconds, and you sing like happy birthday to you, and like you wash like this, wash your nerves, your what do they call this thing? I don't know. You wash this flat, you wash your tongue, and wash everything for 20 seconds, and just take precautions. And the major reasons why we're doing these things is that report has it that the soap can kill the virus, and you're putting on a mask because you don't know who has coughed in the air, who has sneezed, and just to take precautions. It's better to be safe than to be sorry. So today, the major thing on this channel today is we're going to be looking at the lockdown in Nigeria. We've always struggled with data and research, but while I was doing my research, I found a data that is as recent as something as September 2019 that states that Nigeria is a country where 18.7% of the population are those that received salary. So what that means is that over 70% of the population rely on wages and their daily income, or their own personal income, or their own also. Just 17% of the population get paid through salary. So now everyone is on lockdown. So this is my own concern. Nigeria has been on lockdown in the last 14 days, and as at the moment I'm shooting this video, there is a new order for a new 14 days lockdown. So that means they're going to be on lockdown for a whole month, and it's not like the whole country is on lockdown. I think it's just 3 major states that are on lockdown: Lagos, Oyo, and Abuja, to be precise. And so a lot of people are of the opinion that Nigeria doesn't have the basic requirements to sustain a lockdown, or to even sustain. So what are the basic requirements that human needs to sustain? First of all, they need electricity, they need water, they need healthcare, they need security, they need database, and they need stimulus package. for any human being to sustain. But apparently we are on lockdown and we don't even have these things. So there, I don't know if I know there are like some certain areas, like some estates that have like 24 hours of electricity, but that is just you're paying for that. That is not what every citizens of the country get. So apparently people are locked down without electricity. So what that means is that they have to continue to, can't imagine being at home 24/7 without electricity. So what that means is that if you can afford it, you have to continue to buy for, because your families are at home, your kids are at home, the children are cranky, they want to watch the TV, they want to play games, they want to do different things. But without this electricity, they won't be able to do all of this. And there's a limit to how much you can even buy or for, because if you're not getting any income, then you're just dishing money out. So imagine people that are supposed to work from home, but if you don't have any electricity to do that, how are you going to work from home? The student that most of the university students are even on strike prior to the lockdown. So without this electricity, it's kind of hard for the people to stay at home. It's kind of hard for the people to stay at home. Water. As essential and as basic as water is, you would I know it's quite shameful, honestly. For me, it's quite shameful. While I was preparing for this episode, I saw that as almighty Lagos, some areas in Lagos don't even have 24/7 water supply. I hope I'll get a picture to pop up on the screen. They were like putting something outside for people to like wash their hand. Even when you're doing that, you're still spreading the virus. Just imagine if a community somewhere as big as Lagos don't have like water. So does that mean that means other part of Nigeria might not even have it? And we know like there are some communities that don't even have it. A lot of them rely on like Merua to drink water for them and all these things. So these are basic of the basic of the basic of the basic, and they don't have water. Healthcare. I saw something that was really worrisome. The secretary to the president verbalized that he's not aware that our healthcare system is this shitty. Like for real. We all know like there's a problem. Like it's high time we stop I don't know the word to put, but it's that time we face reality. It's that time we know as Nigerians, we know that there's a problem, and that's why you guys have voted into power to fix these things. Now coming in here or going to the National Assembly to say you didn't know the healthcare sector was this bad, I don't know, but that doesn't sound cool with me. So we all know this. We've been struggling with our healthcare system for like a very long time. But apparently, prior to this lockdown, a lot of individuals have done amazing things. Like the GTB Bank, they tried to build like isolation center at one of the stadium in Lagos State. We've done like something like Guru to the answer, like we've always done. But there's still no. It's still not there. Like how many primary healthcare systems do we have in Nigeria? If this thing should like blow out of proportion, we've seen countries like Italy, UK, US, they are still struggling. We don't even have like, I hate to do comparison, but I'm gonna be forced to do that. We don't even have, and it's not like we don't have like the requirement to do these things, or we don't have like money, or we did not feed enough. It's just that we've just failed to do these things as when it was necessary. And when you look at these things I'm highlighting, they are not just what is needed to sustain human being during a pandemic, but apparently to sustain them to live a normal and decent life. These are basic requirements, for crying out loud. So yeah, I've talked about water, electricity, security. As that when I was working on this episode, I saw things that were so not upsetting, it was scary for me. So apparently most area in Lagos State, Ogun State, they've been battling with robberies. Some of them are saying they are being raped, they are being brutalized in their house, no police men on site, they come in after 1 or 2 hours. And when you look at these things, when these robberies are going on, when you watch the video, I hope I'm able to get one and just make it play, you can see how dark those neighborhoods are. there is no electricity. Citizens have turned to like emergency vigilante, where they have to like carry cutlass, stand. People now they can't even sleep.
We are no more safe in Agege. Please, Agege Okekoto, Agubiade from Pen Cinema. We beg you, and your Wale, please come and help us. Already Meji, we've called the police for the past 1 hour. They say they are on their way. We are not hearing any siren. Nobody is showing up. What kind of country is this? You people are isolating us. You are not doing anything. That's why I'm doing these live videos. We are paying our tax, and how much more you are not helping us? Our life is almost secured. People are hungry. These boys, they've entered. There are over 100 of them.
So when you're locking people inside, when you're keeping them inside, then you have to like be able to like secure their life. They shouldn't be, okay, now they are running from coronavirus outside, but apparently these people, I don't know what they want, but looking at those videos, there needs to be like some high level of intelligence gathering to find out how these people are operating, because they are set up like young people. So people are just in there without being secured, and that is actually unfair. As far as I'm concerned, it's actually unfair. It defies logic to lock people inside the house without providing adequate security. So do we even have enough policemen to secure the people as a nation? These are questions we should be asking. So apparently the federal government has rolled out some certain amount of money for social interventions to give out to citizens. But here comes the problem. So I saw a video of, I don't know who that lady is, but cash were being displayed on the table, and they said they are handing it over to citizens as a stimulus package from federal government. For me, that defies logic. How do you have the database you're using to hand over cash to these citizens? How do you have database you're using? And apparently this is not even a moment to say, oh, we're giving out to the vulnerables or the most vulnerables in the society. Apparently right now everybody on lockdown is vulnerable. So I feel like, so this is a question of equality, equity and justice, because when they even started sharing this stimulus package, they started from, I think, Abuja or somewhere in the northern part of Nigeria. I don't have that information accurate, but I saw them handing over cash. They are even breaking their own rules of social distancing, like wearing gloves, using that same glove to transfer cash to citizens. You know, it defies logic to do that as far as I'm concerned, because you don't, why do we have the BVN? Why do we have the bank account? Why do we have all these things? Yeah, I know some people bring in the argument that, oh, some people in the village don't have like bank account, but in some countries, if you don't have the bank account or something, they're going to mail your check to you. They're going to mail your check to you. So there are better ways to do stuff than that. It's quite embarrassing, if you would agree with me. It's quite embarrassing. So now we've talked about database, we've talked about social palliative measures, we've talked about electricity, and if you agree with me, Nigeria is a country that has been independent for over 50 years, and it is quite shameful that we're still talking about these basic things, these basic amenities as at this time. And people that are locked down now, there's almost crisis. As at the time I'm shooting this video, it's like people are saying they can't sleep, they are doing vigilante in their neighborhood, they are looking for money, they are hungry, they are this, they are that. So the federal government needs to do better when it comes to especially handling out that stimulus package, handling out the money. Everybody should be entitled to this money as at this time, especially people that lives in Lagos, Ogun and New York. Every citizens of Nigeria should, I feel like they deserve it, except maybe no, except for maybe some other people that maybe they are like well-to-do and they don't need. But as far as equity, let's talk about equity. Everybody deserves it at this time, because nobody's going to work, nobody's, and I hope I can like make this pop up where different countries, what they've done for their citizens as at this time. Some people are giving like 80% of their check, $1,200. Canada is giving each and every of the citizens $2,000 every month. yeah, as Nigerians, I feel like we can do better. And even the little we can do, the 20,000 we want to hand over to the citizen, let it go around. Let it go around. But if you don't have database, how are we going to make these things go around? How are we going to like ensure this money gets to the right people? So hopefully after this pandemic is over, we'll go back to the drawing board. That's if we have one, and if we don't have one, we'll create a drawing board to ask ourselves this pertinent question about what we are really doing as a nation. If we can't provide something as basic as electricity, water, healthcare, roads, security for our citizens, then what exactly are we doing as a nation? Because prior to this, Nigerians have been providing these things for on their own. They provided electricity by themselves by buying generator. They've been their own security. They've been securing their own life by hiring vigilante with the money they contributed on their own. We've improvised. Basically, they've been governments of their own. They are their own government, and which is not supposed to be so. So hopefully after this is all over, we'll go back to the drawing board as a nation and ask ourselves what we're really doing as a nation. And hopefully we can, it's quite shameful after 50 something years we're still having this conversation of water, electricity. It doesn't speak well. Okay, so on the We Are Not a Useless Generation segment, that's where I said I'll be talking about young Nigerians doing amazing things. So apparently my person of the show, or should I say my hero of the COVID-19 is Bola Fadipe. Bola Fadipe is the CEO of FoodClick, and he founded FoodClick as far back as 2012. FoodClick is a non-governmental organization where they distribute both perishable and non-perishable goods, and their major objective is to fight and end hunger. So they also educate the public about hunger, advocate for legislation that protect people from going hungry. So as that when coronavirus became a pandemic in Nigeria, or it spread across Nigeria, FoodClick was the first NGO that stood up, and they started preparing like food package for people. They were giving them non-perishable foods. They were providing even hand sanitizers. They were providing hand wash and all those things. They were giving people, and they've touched like almost all the local governments in Lagos. I don't know if they'll be going to Ogun State, but FoodClick has been operating for over 6 years, and they've been doing an amazing job. Bolajuko has been an amazing founder, and if you're looking for an avenue to help people struggling in Nigeria, this is an NGO this is an NGO you can look into. You can donate, you can even volunteers. I think they need more volunteers at this time, because people are working like 24/7 to package all this food. They've been doing an amazing job, and they've been able to partner with various organizations. Thank you, Bola Joko, for all you've done, and thank you, FoodClick volunteers, for everything you're doing for Nigeria. I sincerely do appreciate, and Bola Joko is one of my heroes of COVID-19 in Nigeria. Thank you very much for watching this episode. Let me know what you think. Do you think Nigeria as a country has what it takes to order lockdown? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Drop your comment. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Thank you.